What's up? We're going to do a whisper live commentary. Just messed up the perfect kill already. Let's go. Essentially, here's my loadout. Venator bow, saturated heart. And here's my gear. Magus ring is super OP with the shadow. Definitely recommend bringing it. And last but not least, Thralls. Thralls are so important here. The Whisper just has such a high health pool that you need that extra DPS to trim the fight length down. From these side pillars, you can attack and it doesn't drag you out. You want to run to this tile, shoot 2 attacks, and then run back twice, or take 2 steps back. And with the long range on the shadow, you'll constantly be attacking her. Always click your Venator bow before you go into the Shadow Realm. If you click the Shadow Realm token first, it'll cancel your equip action. And for that final ghost, you always want to attack the one closest to you. When you do end up making it to that corner, attack the ghost closest at the apex of the triangle formation. Try to memorize the pattern. Spending more time in the Shadow Realm drains your prayer. It's like 3 prayer points drained every interval. I forget the interval. And you do 66% less damage here when you're in the Shadow Realm. As you can see, if you choose to stand here and she binds you, you have to basically be spam clicking away from her the second she gets into range to attack you. Here, she's doing 2 tentacle attacks for each square you're standing in. It's a 4-tick cycle, so you are missing shadow hits every once in a while, but I found it's the most consistent way to dodge during the enrage phase. I do a style switch just for the accursed scepter because kills where the accursed scepter lands are like 1.5% faster, I believe. I just did the calcs. Yeah, so if you land the accursed scepter, the kills are like 1.5% faster, which saves you like 2 seconds per kill. The accuracy with the shadow is already insane, so it's hard to save time when you're already working with such a busted weapon that never misses. I think the accuracy on the Whisperer without the accursed scepter spec is 94%. And if you do too much damage, she'll just start attacking you. And I lost the perfect kill for that, but it's okay. Perfect kills don't matter too much. But yeah, if you do too much damage in between her specials or during her specials, she'll just start attacking you. She won't do the bind attack. So here, I'm listening for the bind attack, and I'm watching her kind of hovering near the prayer book, but not exactly on it, in case I need to step back. It's okay to take 1 extra shot at the Whisper, no matter what, when she's phasing. Because with the Venator bow, you have actually some time in between when she runs out of you actually have some time Let me explain it next time. I'll make sure I don't die. The enrage phase is where you definitely need to pay attention. Try my best to come up with a method to autopilot through it. And that can be tricky. That's like usually where you die. You never really die at any other place in this fight. It's just the enrage phase. So if there's any place to focus, it's during the enrage phase. And whatever I was saying earlier, I totally forgot, so it'll definitely come back to me. Oh, essentially, her timer can run out. See that timer above her head? When she's doing the ghost, that can run out, but you still have time after that for your Venator bow to kill the ghosts and stop their souls from proccing on her, reaching her and proccing her. So as you can see where I choose to put my tiles, she can still walk up on you and damage you. So you kind of want to be attacking, and then once you're free and unbound, just taking a few steps back. And if she does walk up to you, you can pray melee, and she does reduce the damage. The supply drops really help because I don't really bring food. So when you do make a mistake, the supply drops are clutch. I try to run towards the middle if I'm not already in the middle, and then I try to run right next to this last ghost to minimize the projectile time to ensure that those ghosts are dead and that they don't buff her or, do whatever they do. And I also bring Death's Charge. I keep on forgetting to use it, but essentially, if you ever spec twice in one kill, you're never going to regen your spec past the point. You'll never regen your spec enough so that you can spec twice for a kill ever again in that trip. That's just based on the kill lengths and your spec regen time. The Death's Charge helps make up that deficit. See, like when I start the next kill, I'll be at 75%. So I have to use Death's Charge to recoup my special attack energy. Memorizing the puzzles, super helpful. You can usually do 2 attacks and then she frees you and you can run back to avoid that brutal melee. Always turn off your overheads when she's doing specials. You never need them, and prayer is a limiting factor for these trips. Mystic Might, or sorry, Augury is only, I think, 1% better than Mystic Might, and it has significantly less prayer drain. So if you're on a budget, don't want to use as many prayer potions, honestly feel free to use Mystic Might. So same thing at like Toa, you know, like Mystic Might is not that much worse than Augury. I'm trying to snake closer to her so my projectiles don't take as long to reach her. I kill her quicker and I'm out of the Shadow Realm faster. I'm getting so many supply drops, it's crazy. And I forgot to use Death Charge, so let's hope that I land the spec. The style change for the Tunic Shadow is like a 0.1% DPS difference. And long range is just too useful to justify the switch. Especially when it doesn't even save one tick over the course of the fight. If you do the math. One attack, two, oh. See, I just kept the DPS up, did the damage, and she didn't want to bind me, she just wants to attack me. Never drink a restore in this phase, because you'll get your prayer regen. From killing the ghosts. And this gives me an extra tick of leeway, or an extra, yeah, some extra leeway, taking that step back. Here I'm going to try to get a little closer to her. And L patterns are the way to go. Jesus Christ. This is insane. I'm going to have an infinite trip at this point. The scepter spec has like 84 or 85% accuracy, and you only get like a plus 0.2% increase in accuracy with its style change. It's something extra to do, kind of fun to do in the beginning, you know, like a startup animation kind of thing, you know what I mean? So I like to do it. The kills without an accursed scepter spec, pretty brutally long, even though, like I said, the DPS difference is only 1.5%, just anecdotally, they just feel longer. So I always want to get that spec off. Just maximizing DPS there, snaking in and out. And I like to drink my potions from the bottom right. So that way, in an emergency, these spaces are clear. See how I press the fragment there first? I had to spam the Venator bow. Because even if I clicked them on the same tick, it wouldn't have registered. I honestly need to have the Thrall helper plugin that tells you need to summon a Thrall. Because I have my Thralls hidden because they're annoying to look at. But having your Thrall not summoned during this fight is just suboptimal, and you can always have it up. I kind of knew stepping that close to her would get me meleeed. I just did it anyway. Don't get too excited. They're just soul runes, lol. I have dropped over 200. Notify me. Well, I got the trade notification actually for the soul runes. You guys probably can't see that. Lol. But yeah, 220, 230 are normal kill times with the accursed scepter and magus ring. Let's see what else I'm getting. Yeah, 222. Pretty normal times. 222. See the ring and the accursed scepter, they just make your times more consistent, really. They just make your times more consistent. And after you attack, you can take that extra one step back, and it helps you not lose any DPS. Or the tiles that I have marked are really just like the minimum distance tiles. If you're any closer than that, you will 100% get meleeed. And then I know the next phase is going to be in the middle, so I'm trying to stay towards the middle. Might be tempting to drink a restore here, but you're going to get your prayer back. I try my best to walk towards that last ghost. It makes the souls not reaching the whisperer, I almost called her the maiden, more consistent. And then try to get your prayer restored during this phase, so you don't have to do it while you're running around with your head cut off like a chicken. Perfect, perfect kill, nice. So I'm not using Death's Charge just because I'm forgetting, but as you can see, I'm like ever so slowly. I started at 95. A few minutes ago I said 75. Ever so slowly working my way back up. But having that double spec available to you is just really useful because you just always want to have a spec in reducing her mage level to make your kills more consistent. Yeah, just trying to keep the shadow always firing the goal for the Whisperer. The shadow is a freaking beast. This thing doesn't even come close to kill times that the shadow can get. There I get the extra attack, and I can still kill all the ghosts in time. So I got that extra attack with my shadow, but I still killed all the ghosts in time. And then there I did enough damage. So she bound me, trying to walk up to me, but I did too much damage, so she just started attacking. Try to learn this rhythm. It makes the final part phase so much easier. And here I am. I could just be going back and forth, but yeah, I could be going back and forth. But I'm just trying to stay as close to her as I can. And as you can see, even without all the supply drops on the ground, if you just don't take any damage, she'll heal you for 15 every kill, plus your passive 2 HP healing for the 2-minute kills. So 17 HP healed per kill. You can account for mistakes pretty easily. You can make up for mistakes pretty easily. Always got to be ready, especially when you have a shadow. There's a non-zero chance that you're gonna phase most of the time, and she's gonna want to just attack you straight up. So you always just got to be ready to pray, but also to move. Like I have a feeling she might attack me here. Did a massive amount of damage. I think the thresholds are on the wiki, but I think they're like 85%, 50%, and 33%. So after I kill the last ghost, I dip out to the bottom so I can be prepared to walk away. So I can ensure that I'm at a melee distance. And if you get her below like 80 health here, she'll just stop walking towards you and attack you. Get that prayer up. Always start praying range. And I'll just go back and forth for this one. Well, tried to do the most. So you always want to prioritize praying over attacking to avoid situations like that. Well, it's bronze long swords anyway. Didn't miss out on much by not getting the perfect kill. Yeah, 237, that might be one of my longest kills um, this trip. And don't forget to dip out of the Shadow Realm and memorize these puzzles. because I'm getting out of the Shadow Realm so quickly. She's not draining my prayer. And that paired with the insane supply drops means that I can stay for a long, long time. It's one of my favorite things about this boss is that you can just farm it. Like you're rewarded for your skill because you can just stay here for longer and farm it for longer. You don't have to run to the bank. Like with Vardorvis, you eventually run out of food no matter what. But with the Whisperer, a whole inventory of prayer potions lasts like 40 minutes. And that's plenty of time to be at one boss before you might want to mix it up. And as you can see there, I sent that last shadow hit. And I'm still going to kill all the ghosts because I ran right up to them. Sometimes there's a visual glitch where you killed all the ghosts, you get healed, but it doesn't show like the 12 or the 15 on you. So that's just a glitch. So if you ever have that, just don't worry about it. If you ever do find yourself panicking and just running around like a headless chicken, never backtrack, never run back the way you came, and prioritize movement. And that'll help you stay alive. See there, I missed. Now I'm going to have to death charge over the course of 2 or 3 kills to have the luxury of double specking next time. That this might happen. Like I said, 85% chance to hit your accursed scepter spec. So it's not going to happen too often, a case that you're going to miss. There's usually always enough time to do 2 attacks before you have to dodge, jump behind the first pillar of this sequence. And like I said earlier, if you're on one of the far pillars in the corners, you can attack and you won't get dragged out. So those are ideal to have your last pillar behind. Not that you can choose. She starts walking towards you pretty quickly after she throws the bind. So taking that one step back doesn't really put you in a situation where you're missing a hit. So don't worry about that. $232, $230. Real consistent kills with the Shadow and the Magus Ring. Yep. I had a feeling I did enough damage there where she was going to phase. I was ready for the price switch. She's not going to take away the perfect kill from me. That's honestly one of the only ways you lose the perfect kill. Just doing too much damage and not recognizing it. And she also phases based on your XP drop. Like the damage she's going to receive is calculated when your XP drop is generated, not based on when it lands and hits her. So like running away and trying to delay your projectile hitting her actually doesn't do anything. Making sure that I was full prayer before this phase. And I try to do the most with the Thrall summon and Death Charge into the prayer slot. Ooh, I got diamonds. That's one that you want to have the perfect bonus on, so that's too bad. Now, like I said, it's only a 1.5% DPS difference when you don't have the accursed specter spec, so I'm probably going to have a kill time that's real comparable with the ones that we've been getting. 219, that was pretty quick. The way to get quicker PBs on this boss is just to have that shadow always firing. There I waited because she was going to transition and I wanted to hit her when she can take the full damage and not the 66% reduced damage. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward boss. I like to kind of get it, and with the shadow, it moves quick enough in between phases where it keeps me interested, and I have to optimize my movement. Paired with the fact that you get better loot with perfect kills, it's really good system to keep keep me engaged for long trips. I used to go back and forth between this boss and Vardorvis, but honestly, I like the Whisper a lot better, and the loot is a lot better. If you can't tell already, you definitely do lose a lot of ticks with the method that I use in terms of movement for the final phase. But if anyone else has a better method, let me know. I think I'm going to end the video. As you can see, I still have most of my supplies left with all the supply drops I've been getting. It's been pretty nuts. typically might have just like 4 prayer potions left at this point. What you can do is turn off your overheads, just like I've been doing, to try to conserve prayer and extend your trips. One attack, 2 attack. But yeah, just the flow of the fight. It's like constant action, really. Just like Vardorvis, that's what I like about it. Like you have to be engaged the whole fight, especially if you want a perfect kill for the extra loot. And I don't know why, but I've been lagging recently, and I think it's because Deadman just came out. I know that's like a weird connection to make. I just feel like there's so many people on the servers, not even this world specifically, but just so many people on the server in general. If you do one attack and then pop the last leech, the next attack you do will always be on the full damage susceptible form of the Whisper. Whether or not it's worth staying in the Shadow Realm for a 66% reduced damage attack, as well as extra prayer drain, it's up to you. But it's just like some tech that you can do, you know. Incredible amount of supply drops. It's 1 out of 5. I've gotten 5. It's hilarious. Alright, I'm going to end it for real this time. Thanks for watching. Peace.